This video job presentation of Overland Data Inc. It's a NASDAQ Global Select stock trading our ticker OVRL. So looking at a 9-month chart, candles coming off a bottom back here in February and again in March. Pretty good support level right there around $1.90. Definitely a little bit of a different look to a double bottom. But the stock had a nice day yesterday, closed up over 5% to close at 231. It's going to have some resistance coming up on it at this point. But the movement yesterday on a little bit increase in volume, even though there's still only 100,000 shares traded, is enough to put this chart on radar to try and take out some resistance. I'm going to kind of focus on the near term here with the double bottom. See the MACD trending right around zero now. Histogram bars moving upward. Looks like a bullish cross is going to happen with the 12 through the 26 EMA. Same sort of look with the PPO, trying to break back through zero and get into bullish position. ADX is pretty neutral, but it's a bullish sign to see this positive DI breaking up through the ADX. Now I'd be looking for this ADX itself to start to curl and roll upward, break back through 20. As we referenced so many times, some big separation in the MFIs, 7 pulled well away from the 14 and 21. I always look for a retrace at that point. It indeed happened. Now all three are pretty close together, with the longer terms, 14 and 21, making their way up through 50, giving a signal that there's some buying pressure coming into this play. That's also shown in the accumulation distribution. It's making a little bit higher lows, and importantly, making some higher highs. What I want to see now is something along those lines. I want to see the accumulation distribution punch through, make a new high. The buying pressure coming in is also reflected in the shaken money flow, which even going back a couple months shows that every time there's a dip, the selling pressure that comes back in isn't quite as great. Right now still in the red beneath zero. That tells me that over the last 20 periods, selling pressure still outweighs buying pressure, but only registering a negative 0.113. The difference just isn't that great at this point. CCI making its way upward. Of course, per definition, CCI buy point is the break of 100. Full stow, nice upward movement, holding over top of 50. That's in a bullish position. And the tricks, what I always look for on any sort of retrace is to hold over top of zero or right around that area, make a rotation, drop a bullish cross, continue an upward path. And it looks like it's flattening right now, which is giving hints it's going to hold that zero mark. RSI's all pushed back through 50. A little bit of an upward trend going on. What I always want to see through there, holding over top of 50, much like through here. Bullish momentum's coming into the play, holds that level. When it breaks back down through there, have to start becoming very concerned. And you can see how that downward trend was followed with a steep drop back down to the bottom. Now trending back upwards, I'll look for that momentum to try and continue. From a support standpoint, as I mentioned, there's a bottom support right down there around $1.91. A little bit more comes into play right there around 205. But with this closing at 230, I'd be looking a little bit more closely around this $2.20 mark. 50-day moving average is there, lending some dynamic support. Historically, it was a support level. A little bit of resistance here at the end of March, punched through it, and it's held right around that level this week. So that would be a key point for me. If it couldn't hold the 220, I'd believe there's a good chance it's going to come back down here and test the bottom again. On the upside, breaking through the 200-day and holding above it is a big deal for any chart. And that's where I see some initial resistance coming in at 243, the 200-day. I see that really running right up to around $2.50. Hasn't been able to close above that yet in 2012, so I think that'll be a key marker for it. Above that, I look towards the old high here around $2.80. That's a nice climb, 50 cents a share to go up and touch that level, and I foresee that as the next real strong resistance point if it indeed can push through 250. But importantly, what I'd be looking for, and what I stress in a lot of these videos, is if it goes up, even if it can't punch through the resistance, I want to see it hold a new support level at a higher level, allow the indicators to move in positions where they're showing a lot of strength and momentum and trend, and then see a rotation and try and take that out and potentially go up there and challenge those old highs. Interesting chart, relatively thinly traded stock, but one to keep an eye on, see if this support level can hold and see if it can move its way back over top of the 200-day moving average. Those are the type of things that I'd be looking for in the OVRL chart, but as always, it's merely my interpretation. Thank you for watching, and trade smart.